Great morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning coffee. I know there's a STA talk. We're gonna be reusing this section since a little bit change on the other layout, and that's what I was running a little bit late there. But let's get started, guys, with shouting you out. Let's see, it's 26 altogether. So today I have a special class that one init requested. One init, just a little update there. I don't usually respond to direct messages, so I try never to go into direct messages, chats, or anything, just in very special occasion. And that is not because I'm trying to be mean or anything like that. It is just a part of one of the rules of the server. That is to keep you guys safe, just so are not expecting from some of the team to DM you or respond to DMs. That is because there could be a couple of impersonators around the server. So whenever you have a question or anything, make sure you make it on the public chat, or if it's a little bit more on the private side, just request a ticket and then also ask to talk for me or anyone in the team, and we'll make it happen. But yeah, other than that, one in it, we do have a couple of things that I promise you that we're going to be going over, which are low time frames, right? Please remind me what we were looking at on the low time frames. What asset did you choose, and also what time frame you were looking at or you want us to look at. In the meantime, one in it, let's take a look at the rest of the things that we could be taking a look at today. I promised to start it up with OP, so let's take a look at OP, and then also I want to see, or I want to show you guys some things that we are supposed to be already in. Again, this is not financial advice, but this is what I'm already in. All right, so let's jump to my charts right away and see what I got. So let's see, OC charts, here we go, perfect. So let's get started with OP. All right, so far so good. It seems like we are still within the rounds of the previous analysis. Oh, come on, this is falling. There we go, perfect. And we went all the way to that premium zone, and we were looking at this resistance. So it's not about the breakout, it's about the what, guys? It's about the pullback. All right, so let me go into daily just so we can take a look at what might be happening there. So guys, remember that we're looking throughout a breakout. We're usually looking after a big body candle there. All right, so look at how beautiful breakthrough we did over that range. And now going back to the 4-hour, we were expecting either a bounce or a breakout there. All right, so remember that we were talking about if we keep ranging, or if we are able to make it throughout this section or this portion of time, and also stay above this line, stay above on the oscillator. All right, as we keep breaking or we're touching this resistance, well, then it is most likely that we're gonna be going up. All right, so now we've been breaking through that one beautiful movement, and we're going for the retracement. Let's figure out exactly where is that retracement is going to happen, and also what it could be used for a possible re-entry. Again, not financial advice. All right, so the first thing that I'm looking for, of course, it is my trend line in here. All right, so this is the first section, and to get started, let's just remove everything in here. Just too much spaghetti too early in the morning to look at that. So let's see, the first zone is going to be this trend line. And again, guys, a quick reminder, I do layer out my indicators, so I'm going to go over one by one and start working around them, on or with them. All right, so let's see, what else do I have? I have another set of resistance here, which is fine. I'm already below. Remember, the resistance are not lines, are zones, so just take that into consideration. Despite I do like them as lines because they give me kind of like a very defined section, well, then I also know that they have a buffering zone to be acted upon. All right, so now I also see another support in here. Look at that, I'm starting to have my confluence zone. All right, so far it's looking so good. All right, so let's just remove our support and resistances, but then also mark my equilibrium and my next support zone right there. All right, so let's turn that one off, and then also this one, let's leave them at the end. Then I have my trend assistant. All right, and my, here we go, and my trend, my prime ranges. All right, so my trend assistance is this bright green line, all right, and my prime ranges are this more in the shady zone, right? So no that bright, not that bright, all right? So what I do see, it is that I have going on or ongoing my trend assistance. So I'm gonna be projecting it, all right? Very important, guys. Let's see how I project it. Also, one minute, take a look at how I perform my analysis, because as you will see in a little bit, it doesn't matter if it's in the 1 second, in the 1 minute, in the 1 hour, in the 1 day, in the 1 week, it's the same. So it is not about just waiting for one single thing to happen. It is about finding the confluence and moving ahead where that confluence is. So another thing that I see you doing on the charts is just acting upon the change of color. All right, so the change of color, it is just telling you that we're getting inside the green or the red. It is not a signal. All right, so what is actually indicating you, it is that we are on the green candle, on the green cloud or in the red cloud, depending on the direction. All right, so if we are going in the red, all right, in the red cloud and going down, we have brighter green. All right, so further movement to that momentum. All right, so basically onto that squeeze. All right, so this bearish squeeze. If we are in the green but going reversed, well, then we have light green or another a light red or another shade of red. All right, it is not an interest signal. As you can see, going in reverse give you a brighter red. All right, and going with the squeeze momentum, it gets you a green. All right, so let's take a look at this is for the bullish side. All right, for the bearish side, again, going with the trend, it give you a brighter red. All right, and then going against the trend, it usually give you a lighter shade of red there. So it is just basically when we have that vertex. All right, so once we know that, let's just keep going on this analysis, and then we're going to be jumping on what is it, GBP. All right, and against USD. All right, at this point I am projecting out my, what is it, sorry, I have everything on mind, so many things in my head, sorry. Prime trend assistance. All right, so my prime trend assistance, I am projecting it to see where am I building up that confluence. And as you can see, I'm building up that little triangle down there. All right, in that triangle it is right now looking like my confluence point. So let's use something else to see what else I can have on this area. Like, for example, we were talking a lot about the fair value gap. So let's take a look at that fair value gap. And at this point, I like to see daily fair value gaps, all right, or 12-hour fair value gaps when I'm using the 4-hour chart. That is giving me these big motions within one single value gap instead of having multiple value gaps, which is, again, it is fine, right? I can also change my max fair value gap, which is how many fair value gaps I'm going to be having, and I'm only going to be having, or I mean, if I reduce that number, I'm only going to be displaying the most important. But so far, I like to change the time frame in here. So I'll give you guys 1 second. About a box of Thank you for that. And let's move into the 12-hour to see how it looks. All right, so let's go to the 12-hour. Where is it? 1 hour, 12-hour. Here we go. Let's just wait for this to stop moving around and then see how it looks. So as you can see, I have 1, 2, and 3 fair value gaps. All right, so let's go to daily. 1 day, and I believe that's going to be my favorite one so far. So yep, that is it. And let's take a look at daily. All right, so we have a big gap in here. All right, remember that big, it is what it forms the fair value gap. So I also gonna be changing it to have it somewhere around here. All right, to the middle of that gap. Let's get back to the 4-hour, and I bet we're gonna have that same drawing. Here we go, very close. All right, very close. So let's move it, let's adjust it, and as you can see, the center line, look at where it is going through. All right, let me just remove this and get back in here, and let's take a look at where that center line of that fair value gap is going. based on the theory, not based on me, all right? We are supposed to go over that 50% line of that fair value gap, all right? And what is happening on that 50% zone of that fair value gap, all right? All right, maybe you don't like fair value gaps. Let's take a look at something else that we could be using there. Let's change it to, I don't know, guys, give me something that you like to use. Give an example that you guys like to use. Like, for example, at this point, I could be looking at the volume profile. Love it. But little fish, reading you, brother. What are you suggesting? Order blocks. Perfect. All right. I do have prepare my order blocks because those are one of my favorites. So thank you so much for suggesting them. I like it. SR. What is SR? Support and resistance? 1/8. Could you explain a little bit more on what does SR means? Perfect. All right. Support and resistance. On the support and resistance, I want to remember that we just went over those. Let me give you a quick reminder in that. Remember that right here, these are my support and resistances, right? So look at that. We use them at the very beginning of the analysis. And that's exactly what we have number 6 marked right here as one of that confluence zone. You see that? What in it? So far on using support and resistance, yes, absolutely. We already have used them. So, and that is because for me, support and resistance, it is one of the most important parts on analysis and technical analysis. So, great example there, great suggestion. Let's add something different. And since we already have used support and resistance and we're going to be already using order blocks, let's dive within something maybe different in here. All right, so let me turn off fair value gaps, and I think I'm gonna go with my liquidity. So yeah, could be liquidity zones, but I think I'm gonna be using a volume profile, and I'm gonna show you why. My volume profile is gonna give me exactly that, a volume profile. All right, and as you can see, I already can see it somewhere around here. All right, so how much volume is it right now? Exactly where am I looking at here? All right. So, as you can see, as I change, all right, whatever it is appearing from the very first candle to the last candle is giving me that profile. So, the only thing that I need to do, it is zoom in, all right, to the important section that I want to see. One in it, great suggestion, trends. We also use trends at the very beginning of the analysis. Let me show you where did we use those trends. We use those trends on this indicator. Remember that we have this trend line in here. This is an automated trend line. So yep, we already have looked at trend lines. We already are looking at support and resistance. And if you're talking about just the overall trend, we can touch on that one. But yeah. Let's take a look at now, up next, my volume profile. So I'm going to be zooming to the important part, which is I'll consider here, all right, this section in here. So I'm going to make sure that my screen, it's covering most of what I'm not using, all right? So let me do that, Control C, maybe move it somewhere there. There we go. I think that is good enough. And let's just leave it for update in here, all right? So let's see, let's give it 1 second. All right, so it seems like it's pretty much the same. I believe I should be having an update. There we go. Yes, I have an update. So the first thing I'm going to be looking for, it is the high volume. All right, so high volume somewhere there, high volume again somewhere here. And then where is my next high volume? Well, then I see an increasing volume here. And that is basically it, right? I can also see a ton of money moving there. All right, so this is also an important part. Let's mark it. I mean, important with quotations because it is not as big as this one. All right, so let's also mark something else. Let's mark this one, and of course, let's mark this other one. So why am I marking this one and not this one? Because remember that on VPVR, I usually look for spikes. All right, like a spike. So I know that my big resistance starts somewhere around here where the spike starts, and I keep moving downwards. This resistance start incrementing potentially, right? I mean, start incrementing very fast, very quick. So that's why I use them as spikes in there, all right? Just to give me that let's say feeling that the more that I go, the greater the resistance it becomes, right? So that's what I mark those spikes. So in this case, I'm going to be marking the spike in here, and I do have another one, so I think this spike will be a little bit more roundish. All right, so yeah, it's a little bit offsetted, but I'm breaking it, so I could be having, all right, maybe a dead cat bounce. As you can see now, I am moving forward not only one step ahead, but now 2 steps ahead in the market. All right, let's get back to support and resistance. What else did I got right here, all right here, other than that volume profile magnifier? I have my bunched up support and resistances. All right, so do you see what's happening there? Do you see why I might be considering maybe a dead cat bounce somewhere in here, or at least the beginning of a YCAF pattern? Let's take a look at this while I invert my charts in here. All right, so going down, V-shaped recovery, and yes, I'm missing that little range. That little range could be here, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to be that good of a position there. All right, so give me just 1 second. Here we go. All right, so I would say more that I'll try to look for where is that big support or that big resistance, which now they have been inverted. All right, so look at that 6, look at that 5. When I invert the charts, there you go, how they are looking there. All right, so again, look at that 5, look at that 6, they are inverted. So I'm going for that big support, then to that big resistance, and maybe, and just maybe, start forming a range. Do you guys see that? Please let me know if you have any questions. Also, little fish, let me know if you liked today's analysis on OP, and if so, we could be moving into the next asset. Perfect. So yeah, points of looking or points of confluence, it's 2.92 or 2.95. All right, and the next one is going to be for a bounce 3.24, and what we're looking at this point, it is the FOR. All right, so the flip of the ribbon. What is going to be my first point of interest? It's going to be the border of my red cloud in here. All right, so in that red cloud, let me show you what I mean. Look at how in that red cloud, and yes, of course, I was at the 0 line. But let's see how that border of that red cloud usually kind of like give me that heads up, right? Look at that again, kind of like a bouncing from there again on the border. All right, bouncing again. Look at that on the border, bouncing again. So that's going to be my first point of confluence. All right, so when I start looking for that flip of the ribbon, I also, or my price action, I want it to be on that support or on that resistance to know that that flip of the ribbon is going to have the proper direction. So does that make sense? Let me know. All right, before we jump into GBP, let me take a look at something like PITH or PITH. Sorry, I always call it PITH. I don't know why. Because our analysis was spot on. Let's take a look at it. Was it? Let me see. It is this one. Here we go. All right, wrong one selected there. So let's go to the, what is it? 1 hour. Remember, and we were talking about it on the 1 hour. All right, on the 1 hour, let me zoom in. Remember that first of all, we made the analysis where is that big confluence could be getting to, and also we made our head and shoulder lines. Remember that this head and shoulder line, all right, this one right here, and this one here, it was unknown at that point. Why? Because we were expecting for the bounce, all right, or the rejection. So just because I see this pattern here, this bullseye section, that's what I draw my trend line there, all right? But look at how interesting it's getting. If I draw, and I have it, this dashed line as a horizontal line, all right? Look at exactly the point where we went to hit. Was that spot on or wasn't it? I mean, of course, all right. Timing. I know that is my hardball, right? Sometimes timing get a little bit extended. I was considering to break a little bit before, right? But yeah, looking somewhere there. I mean, as you can see, I was off like 1, 2, 3 candles, let's call it, right? I was expecting it to take three more candles to reach that zone. Nonetheless, it reached a little bit faster. Look at that jumping for that short. Why? Because I also see that we were reversing down here, right? So we did not went all the way down. Instead, we ended up consuming whatever fuel we had it, all right, and bouncing off that zero line. Basically going to that very strong resistance, jumping in on the second candle in here, and then running it all the way to, for TP number one, was that my previous lower section on that range, and then finally TP number two on the support and a trailing. And at this point, I'm already out of that trailing analysis or that trailing stop, because it already have pulled up a little bit more of what I was willing to just let it go. All right, so I'm out of this short, already taking three profits. All right, three profits. And what else? All right, at this point, I'm gonna be hiding everything in here. All right, perfect. Now that we have it, look at also what I have. What does it say here, guys? Can you guys read it? Let me know. Perfect. Tag it. Exactly. Love it, brother. Yes. Love it. Follow pizza. By the way, fun story. Fun fact. My top number one favorite food, it is the pizza. I love pizza. Oh my God. I could take for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a straight month, just pizza. Yeah, pizza. Love it, guys. Love it. Yes. And then the pozole. That's a Mexican food. Not to be confused with the Mexican drink that also calls pozole. But yeah, another fun fact there. So, guys, when we do the Chart Prime International meeting, let's just eat some pizza together. I mean, if you like it, of course. Love it there, Daggett. Thank you so much, brother, for your participation. Aaron, also shout out for you. And as always, little fish. Here we go. So we have a breakout here. All right. So we have that breakout there already. Let's just hide everything, and we are above. So guys, do you think that we're gonna be hitting number one target? I'm certainly am. All right. I am waiting to close just above that dynamic reactor to re-enter for my bullish scenario, right? I also want to avoid having a flip of the ribbon here. That's why I'm giving it that little space, all right? I mean, I already have taken some profits. I have no rush, all right? Yes, my entry was all the way down here, but we'll also look at my Hail Mary target, all right? My Hail Mary target was all the way down there. That's why I just did not take the risk. I was already on profits. So who cares, right? I mean, now I'm going for a possible continuation of an uptrend. All right, so that is fine. I'm just want to stay saving here and prevent it from flipping like it flipped maybe here, or well, no, this is a good flip. Let me show you, like here exactly. I want to prevent this, all right, this midget flip, all right, this also this fake out. I want to prevent that, and because of that, I'm giving myself one or two candles there. All right, peace out, artist brother. Thanks, brother. All right, let's move into what I promised to 1 minute. Let's take a look at. We still have, what is it, 20 minutes. All right, let's take a look at, what is it, GBP USDT on the 5 minutes. All right, so let's do it. And I love Forex, guys. This too, especially on Forex, they work so well. All right, GBP and versus USDT. In fact, I've been tracking it. Let me see, Oanda, right? Or what are you looking at 1 minute? All right, let's do this one on Oanda, and then let me know what broker you're using, just so we can start looking at your broker. So you have the exact same price action. All right, so let's see. Now let's move into the 5 minutes. Remember that your Oanda use IC market perfect. Oranda, I believe that that's Oanda, right? All right, so let me get started by turning everything off, all right? And now, remember that I want to reconfigure or configure my trend mode. So I'm going for backwards, and I do see a little bit of that interference, right? So 2, 3, not really matching out. That's fine. That's fine. Why? Because remember that it is not because I'm using the flags. It is because I'm not jumping onto the flags, all right? I'm jumping because of the flag. and because whether I'm above or below dynamic reactor, and also because of my oscillator. But so far it's looking or showing a breakthrough retest, and if we go with a red flag, it's showing me a breakthrough, all right, retest, and if we go with a green flag, it's again showing a breakthrough retest, and if we go with a red flag. So far I'll call this good enough, all right? I could be working a little bit more on that, and if I was you, I absolutely will, all right? So I see I'm right now on 55. I don't know what that when I came to be, but I'm gonna try to just give it to 45 right there. Let's see if that makes things a little bit better, all right? Remember, going lower is gonna give you a little bit more interference. You see that? All right, so that interference, was it better? No, it wasn't for me. So let's just stick to that 55, all right? 55 or even 50, I would say, but there we go. Good enough. All right, so I'm gonna be clicking OK, and at this point, I'm not gonna be using my dynamic reactor so far, my multi-time frame reactor here. Why? Just because of space. All right. So first things first. Are you trying to swing or are you trying to scalp your assets? You need to answer that, all right? If you're trying to scalp your asset, well then remember that scalping means that you want to go as many trades as you can as possible, all right? If you're trying to swing trading, remember that you're going for those big, movements, all right? And scalping, please. Well, I'm not going to be scalping it. I'm going to be showing you the analysis behind it, right? I'm trying to show you how to fish, not to give you the fish. But yeah, we're going to be trying to give you a couple of tricks there, all right? So if you're trying to scalp there, remember that scalping is very, very, very susceptible to the interference that we might have on the wave pattern, all right? Just so you have that on mind, all right? So in this case, I do see a bit of interference, so you need to jump in and out as fast as you can. Not financial advice, all right? Not financial advice. Anytime, brother. So let's get started first by knowing whether we're bullish or bearish, all right? So are we bullish or bearish one in it? Give me a heads up here. We're gonna be doing the analysis, you and I together. And by the way, guys, for anybody else in the classroom, please give it a shot. Because remember that the more that you're talking here, the more points you earn, and the more points you earn, the more free coins you're gonna be having. Those trading view free coins we could be sending your way. All right, so are we bullish or are we bearish, guys? Bearish, there we go. Exactly, shout out. Exactly, shout out to Jim Posey, sorry. Little fish, bearish, but ribbon is flipping. Exactly, yes. Reactor says bearish. Yes, reactor says bearish. In fact, the only thing saying bullish so far, it is our signal color here, all right? So that is the only thing. Why? Because we are below dynamic reactor. We're bearish. We are technically below the zero line, so we're bearish. And look at my prime score, I'm bearish. And also very, very, very important, consolidation score is telling me that I am at night. So whatever consolidation I could be and I should be, and do I have it? Yes, I do. So whatever consolidation might be happening, I am just about to break it, all right? Where am I gonna be breaking it up to? Well, that is a very good question, and possibly Little Fish has the answer, all right? Let's remember how a range works, all right? So this is basic training, all right? But in it, this is, nothing's 100%, all right? But here you go. So most of the cases, when we see a range, we want to see it bouncing back and forth on that range, all right? That is what we want to see. But that is not always the case, or sometimes it gets degraded based on the volatility or also on the interference, all right? Once we start having a little bit more pressure to the upside, we're gonna be seeing that range ranging from the middle up. That is giving us, all right, a heads up that is most probable to break above or to break up that range, all right? It is not telling you, hey, buddy, drop everything and long it 100x, right? It is not telling you that. It is telling you, hey, you know what? We are having that upwards pressure. Be careful. We could be having that upwards breakout, all right? Take a look at your indicators, all right? So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Then the opposite is also truth. When we're having that downwards pressure, all right, or that selling pressure, we're going to be hovering below here, all right? It is also fair and possible to start then ranging up and then ranging down and then breaking it at the end There we go. All right. So that is still within the realms of possibilities. Now that we know that, let's take a look at, let's read this range that we have here. All right. This is not in a horizontal range. This is a slightly tilted downwards range. All right. So I know what's happening with my tongue today. Just a little bit. I need to roll it a little bit. I need some spaghetti, some pizza. Pizza. All right. Need to break above dynamic reactor. Exactly, little fish. Yes. A caution bears. Exactly. Yes, Aaron. A reactor says bearish. Exactly. Janus and Daggett. What's up? Yeah, it can go over zero line. That is more bearish. Yes. All right. So right now we do have the dotted line or dashed line in here. One in it. Where is most of the action on the range? Is it a beautiful maybe wave pattern? Or we're having that little upwards pressure? Or are we having a downwards pressure? Over dotted line, more perfect. Yeah, so we're having exactly, we're above that, exactly that dotted line, right? That dashed line. So we're having that upward pressure, right? So far, and wanting to keep typing, I'm writing you, brother. So it doesn't matter if anybody also have already said it. Perfect, perfect. Yes, we're having that upward pressure, right? So, and we can see it just like Fish mentioned. Look at the momentum. It is flipping, all right? We are still on the red candle. So, this could be changing. For me, right now, technically, I am at the zero line. I have 50, well, I'll call it 60%, right? 60% moving up and then 40% moving down. Why? Because I do see that upwards pressure and I also see it flipping up. All right. Does that make sense? Let me know. Yes, perfect. But guys, if I am almost 50-50, remember that is 60-40. All right. I'm giving it a, like, I'm eyeballing it. All right. So would that be worth the risks so far? Would it? Let me know. What would you do? I already have my answer, which is exactly, that is my same answer. Not yet. I'm in the middle of something exactly. I'm not here to gamble my money. All right, perfect. Great to see that. Hey, Kafib, what is up, Kafib? In the class, what's up in the room? What's up, brother? By the way, guys, if you haven't followed Kafib, guys, you are missing out. This guy is crazy. I mean, amazing. And brother, the analysis that you share, oh my God, top of the line, brother. Keep it up. And thank you for sharing. I'm always reading after your analysis. Always, always, always there. You're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was reading Cafe saying you're welcome, by the way. So thank you there. All right. So moving forward. So I'm not there yet because I do see a possible pattern. All right. I also am acknowledging that I could be breaking that pattern there. So I'm going to be giving it a little bit more time. All right. Also, look at my consolidation score. Once again, what does 9 mean there? High chance of breakout. Exactly. There we go. Do not trade. 1 in 8. Brother, that is very interesting, and I love that you came up with this. All right, it is not that you shouldn't trade, because I'm gonna give you a little trick. All right, if let's see, because this is very interesting. I love that. I love that you came up with that. Let's see. Take a look at this range. All right, this is a beautiful range. All right, this is a beautiful range. All right, let's just imagine that we were at the bottom of the range. All right. And we were 9, all right? Would you long it? Knowing, by the way, that we are, look at that. This is exactly what I'm waiting right now. Look, I mean, this is the perfect example, all right? Flip of the ribbon. Yes, we are right there. But the important part is that I'm at the bottom range and I'm also on that dynamic reactor, all right? And what is it? Your divergence. Oh, yeah, I cannot ignore that divergence. But before we get the divergence, because sometimes divergence take one candle to plot, just so you know, and that is because of how divergences are calculated, just so you know. Exactly. Nice confluence. But talking about the consolidation score, all right, let's say that I have at this point 9 of consolidation, but I am on big support. All right, well then, I'll be waiting for maybe that flip of the ribbon and entering as I bounce if this is my first entry. All right, let me explain that a little bit more. But before I do explain on that, we're gonna be touching on that. Let me give me 1 second here. Is this it? I will be, no, sorry, come on. Here we go. This is it. Here we go. That would have been my trade. All right, my stop loss at the bottom of my range and compensate for a possible wiggle room like that. All right, and then aiming TP number 1 at the top. All right, and then TP number 2 at whatever the next resistance is. Right, and then trailing it. And guys, not financial advice, just so you know. But I'll be taking that position only if that was my first trade and also based on my consolidation score. Why? Because I have flip of the ribbon, I have big support, and I've seen, look at that, every single time that I've touched that bottom, I've been reversed, all right? I've been bouncing from it. You see that? So I have high chances to make it. I go all the way here, all right? And important, on ranges based on my own strategies, what I'll be doing here. All right, since I acknowledge I have a range, I do not move my stop to entry in these cases. I let it be. Right, let me show you why. If this, for example, would have been my first trade, all right, well then I will be entering at the bottom and just put my stop loss at the previous support, all right, or the previous wick in there and compensate a little bit for that possible thing, all right, for that possible, let's say, volatility, all right. And hey, what's up, brother? You don't want to leave room for the spring. You don't want to leave or room for spring. Could you explain a little bit more on that? Why? Yes. You're talking about this spring, right? That could be happening. Yes. Oh, brother, you are on it. Somebody is being reading Wyckoff here. Love it. And guys, when you are on ranging zones, look at the Wyckoff because he's talking about the spring that we could be having there. Yes. And the spring, it is the lower section here or the finalizing step there, right? Depending on what you're looking at. But yes. All right. At this point, I want to hedge it. All right, and that's why I'm not gonna be moving my stop loss. I'm gonna be sucking it if that thing goes back down there. All right, yes. And then what else? As I get at the top, I'm gonna be opening a short position. All right, short position. Then again, compensating for the possible continuation. All right, and then taking my profit somewhere around there. All right, so that's going to be for me on that short. Then what am I going to be doing? I enter with 100% position, not 100% wallet. All right. So one full position equals 3% of my wallet, not financial advice. All right. And then take 50% out at here. All right. Then as I take out 50% of my long, I keep that long open and alive. And I enter for a short. And again, look at that. It goes back up. All right. Not quite there. It goes back down. And then what happens? My long, it's at entry point. So I'm going to be adding the 50% that I took in here. And also extracting 50% of my short. So extracting 50% of my short. You see that? So since I added another 50% on that long, oh, come on that long, I'll be back again here in the game. Since I did not got caught up here, I'm gonna be using the same stop loss, all right? And I'm gonna rinse and repeat. When I get close to mark target, I'm gonna be taking out another 50% out of that long and keeping that long alive. What am I gonna be doing with that short? I'm gonna be adding 50% to that short and keeping that short alive. One in it. You see that strategy? Perfect. And I'm gonna be repeating it over and over and over. And one in it. Part of the strategy is getting stopped out. All right. Bear with me. Because this strategy, I know when I said it's part of the strategy to lose, all right, it might be, hey, what the hell are you talking about, right? But yeah, bear with me. Why? Let's say, and let me point this at, let me show you, all right? A range you don't know, in one way might be able to back me up in here. give me the heads up. Also, give me the thumbs up one way if you agree or disagree because you've been studying Wyckoff. And I want to also ask you that as a question. All right, a ranging zone. It is unknown if it is a accumulation or a distribution zone. You don't know what is it. All right, you do see characteristics, but only when we break out that range, you know whether it was or it is an accumulation or a redistribution zone. Is that correct, One Way? Let me know. Believe so. Perfect. One Way, brother. I mean, big shout out for you, brother, because you've been so into Wyckoff. And now it's the time for me to get you to participate. Now you are in, I mean, you are a starting here. Perfect. All right, One Way, what is it up, brother? I'm reading you. I mean, One Way, and I'm asking you because if you have a different perspective, I really want to hear it, right? Remember, this is what enriches us as a community, diversity, right? By diversity and collective thinking. I'm reading you, brother. I'm gonna keep continuing with this analysis, but I'm reading you. All right, there we go. I've been studying a ton of Wyckoff. It's a bit challenging, yes, at first to see, but okay, I have to see it play out. Exactly, yeah. And it's a little bit challenging because they don't give you like, if it happens like that, it is exactly this, right? I mean, they just give you facts, right? And then you need to kind of like understand it your way. That's what I don't like about Wyckoff, right? And that's what I try to explain it in simple terms, just so you don't have to kind of like like break your head doing it. All right, one in it. If I keep doing this, what's going to happen right here when it blows up? What's going to happen with my short? Stopped out, exactly. Stop loss. You get hit. Perfect. Yes. But remember, I'm still getting a long open. And especially here, I added 50% in, isn't it? So I am a 100% full position in with that long. Is that correct? Let me know. Perfect, Aaron. Yes. So as I get up here, I take 50% out of my long and I just keep riding it all the way as I can. You see that? Now, let me remove everything in here, all right? Let's add things together. Just so you also know that I'm not cheating or anything, let's use this tool, and we're only gonna be taking those trades that hit top and bottom, all right? Just so we know. All right, so let's not even call the first one, all right? First one, bounce. Remember how early we identified Wyckoff. We usually identify it as we're going down in here, all right? So this is our first movement, all right? First movement. Second, third, right? Let's not call this one, all right? So then fourth, all right? Fifth, all right? Let's see, all right? Let's not count that one. Then this one, and finally this one, all right? Let's even not count this one, all right? Those are the trades that you took. Do you agree on that one in it? Let me know. Based on the strategy and being very, very, very picky, those are the trades that we took. Perfect. All right. This is a range. How much did I earn on that range? Oh, I'm running out of space. Look at that. And I'm overlapping it. And I said I would not be counting this one. All right. So it is effectively, let's take a look at here. 0.56% of a move, right? All right. Then, do you think that I'm gonna be worrying about? Yeah, I mean, of course that I like to take this one, but do you really think after having it easy, I'm gonna be concerned about maybe getting in here or not? You see the potential of a range? Let me know. A range looks this pumps to look like midgets. I mean, it's nice to cut them. And let's take a look at how we could be cutting them also, right? But one in it, you see the power behind a range there? Kafib, what's up, brother? Yes, they are awesome. That's why I always mention Wyckoff, right? So we can find it up. All right, going to a base strategy here for you because we're running out of time. Can we look at DJI and one day? Yes, absolutely. Let me wrap this one up and then we jump into DJI. All right. Things that I want to bring up here, one in it. So remember that we're looking for a flip of the rebounds, we're looking for supports, we're looking for resistance, and we're looking for the trends, all right? So the first thing I'm going to be doing is seeing whether I'm bullish or bearish, and then comparing it to my dynamic reactor and my oscillator, all right? The next thing that I'm going to be doing is looking at my trend lines. At this point, I'm going to be turning off because this is too messy at this point in the side profile, all right? And I'm looking at my trend lines in here, all right? So I see a couple of trend lines. So as you can see, this trend line is giving me basically the bottom of this possible range. The same thing that we were talking about, all right? You see the same thing, and this is a downwards range in here that we have, all right? As you can see, there we go. So where is my big support? As you can also see, remember, I'm not trying to trade right now. If I see a deer, I don't run after the deer, just trying to shoot him as the deer runs, all right? I am usually finding a spot that is good for hunting. I wait, I set the bait, and I wait for the price action. I wait for the deer to come to me, and then when it's good enough, I take the shot. Does that make sense? Let me know. Then you also see that I have order blocks turned on. Here we go, order blocks. So that's adding to my confidence. All right, let's draw that confidence. So trend line, big order block, let's say dynamic reactor, and big order block in here as an equilibrium zone in there, all right? I'm not counting this order block because I also have my dynamic reactor. So, I mean, I could be adding a double line there, all right? So far, so good. So now that I don't need this indicator, I already have extracted the information. Let's turn it off. As you can see, yes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, but it is much cleaner than just have it like that, all right? Then let's go for the support and resistances. Where is my resistance? Well, then I do see the resistances close together here. Let's mark them. I do see a support in here, and I do see another support down there, all right? So am I good to go with those resistances? Well, then, since we are going low, and look at also what I have here, channel. So not about the breakout, it's about the retest. So there's a good chance that I could also be reaching all the way down here. That will be told by the flip of the ribbon. If I flip down here, which is a real possibility, look at that, which is a real possibility, all right? I could be going farther down. So I'm going to be taking action as I break the range. You see? Remember what we just learned about the ranges, all right? So apply the same thing, not financial advice. All right? Now I have extracted the information. Let's turn it off, all right? Let's add something else. Let's take a look at this one, for example. Remember, I don't know, I always open it up because I've been asked, where is it located? It's on the market article pro, right? And it's the prime ranges and the prime trend assistance. My prime trend assistance is telling me that I'm still red. And this is again also acting as a resistance. So let's add it here, all right? And then also, very important, this is very, very important, especially in lower time frames. My prime ranges, all right? When I break a prime range, the most of the possibilities are towards that I hit the upcoming one. If I don't hit the top of that, most likely I'm gonna be reversing. What happened? I reversed, went back down. Did I hit the bottom? No. So what is telling me that I'm gonna be reversing? All right. Did I hit the top? No. What is telling me that I could be reversing? And where is my big support? You see that? All right. So far, possibilities are telling me that this could be, again, I could be at the last strike, all right, or a last wave of that range. Remember, I'm 9 out of 10, right? Being 10, almost never happens, right? So I am being very careful. Most likely scenario, it is that I could be having a pullback to grab liquidity and then jump in here, all right? The second most likely scenario will be that I turn around, and as I break the zero line, what do you think I'm going to be doing there underneath? Perfect, exactly, longing. But there's a couple of things longing, all right? For me to long, I need to go all the way till this resistance and then go back, and this is my long entry, the retest, all right? So yes, you could be missing out on that section. But again, are you going to risk it entering at the center there? I don't know. Not for me, right? Not for me, not specifically for me. All right. I'd rather enter here, right? And if it stopped me out, well, then I know I did everything correct there, right? Not on that time frame exactly, not on that time frame exactly. Very amazing, amazing answer there, Aaron. All right, one in it. Did I accomplish maybe giving you a little bit of heads up on how to use the indicators? Please let me know because I need to run. I and Kafif, we're gonna be looking at DJI. Perfect. All right. One in it. By the way, one in it. We're gonna be doing a follow up on this one on Monday. Stick around on Monday, and we could be seeing what happened there and also how I trade. I'm gonna be trading this. All right. I'm gonna be trading this and tell you and show you what I trade and how I trade it. Does that make sense? So most likely, remember this is not, I cannot trade it today, right? I mean, it's just impossible. But I'll trade it Monday and I trade it Tuesday. Will that be good? Let me know. Oh shit, you're right. You're right. Man, my head, it's, yes, you're right. Well, then we'll have to do Tuesday. Christmas, yes, it's Christmas. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect. All right, let's wait that week and let's take a look at what happened on this one. Let's add it to red here. And also let me set my alerts, all right? So the important part here is that when I start reaching up there and also when I start reaching down here. So those are going to be my alerts there. All right, let's go to DJI and wrap it up. So DJI, here we go. And let's look for that one, DJI. And I got requested on daily. Volume is poor. Yes, but remember that you have your oscillator. Your oscillator is a combination of something like money flow because it is not exactly money flow and also volume. So you have momentum out of those things. So yep, looking at that. Oh my God, my goodness, look at that. Kafib, look at the squeeze that we're having on the squeeze momentum. Look at the clouds there. To me, it's telling me, and look at what happened before, right? To me, it's telling me that we could be having a retracement, and that would have been a worth retracement, all right? Yes, I do see a possible bull flag here, and we've been breaking some stuff to the upside, but running out of momentum. Big move incoming. Exactly, we're running out of momentum. Exactly, and I mean, look at that. Where is the next trend assistance coming in here? All right, so at least I'll be looking to something like that, which could be giving me a possible head and shoulders here as I do something like that and giving me a cricket base. And I'm saying that because I'm aware of the AI or under my analysis, it looks like it love to do those head and shoulders things, right? Those kind of patterns there. So it for me, I always find them on AI. So that's what I'm trying to recall. A couple of those analysis there. It's still pretty early to call for a head and shoulders, of course. But so far, this is compressing. I would like to see a big seeker here. A big seeker, but for the guys that don't know, where is it? I don't see big seekers here. Holy, all right. It's a blue dot. Well, if we don't see peak seekers, I'll be looking to see another reversal and maybe an overbought, a golden box here. So yeah, I'm expecting maybe for this to happen, which is gonna be doing the last maybe top to give us a possible vertex there, right? A minimum double top or a breakthrough, a little up raising channel. Because let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yes, we're doing kind of like that, right? I mean that channel there. So if we keep maybe pushing up, we could be finalizing making that upwards channel, which ends up being a bearish, what is it? A bearish pattern. And as you can see, we are close to be doing that possible flip of the ribbon. So I am counting to maybe do one last flip of the ribbon to go back up here and then encountering that bottom. You need to switch to exchange to get, yes, you are right, thank you for that, Kafib. Thank you for that. TVC is missing. Yeah, you are completely right. Kudos for you. That's why you are one of the top members, brother. So guys, I need to run. I do have a family thing happening, so let's go here to our stage. Let's do standalone. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I know I run a little bit late there. It seems like we already compensate for the time there. Hopefully, one in it, I shade some light on the lower time frames and also the methodology that you could be using there. Remember, this is not financial advice, but my goal here is to see you guys profitable, right? To see you guys, moving forward on your day and day. Remember, guys, that we are not married to only telling you, yeah, don't use any other indicator. No, 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 the other way around. Since you are our priority, guys, we are open and on telling you guys, if you find value on chart prime, use chart prime, right? And use what it gets you value. And then if you already have maybe another indicator, maybe you have another strategy, well, then add it on top of it, right? Find that sweet confluence that it's gonna get you there, that it's gonna get you more profitable. All right. So thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, Jose. Merry Christmas, Pandanginis. What's up? Yeah, Glow, what's up? Thank you so much. Anytime, brother. Daggett, thank you. OC, thank you. Daggett, thank you, brother. And One Way, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, One Way. Appreciate it. I love it, guys. Keep cool. What is up? Let me shout you guys because I have not shouted you guys. So I also see somebody else in here. That's Mac. All right, that Mac. I've been seeing you a couple of classes there. If you've been a little quiet, don't be quiet. Let us know when you're here. You're earning points. I'm always happy to see you there. And as always, Keen Cool, never missing a class. A little fish, a spicy Keen, a Lucky 60. I believe you're new. Kim Pose, what's up, brother? Oh, I mean, brother, you've never missing classes. Thank you so much for that. One Way, Dagat. Who else we got for veterans in here? LC20. Again, never missing classes. So, guys, Little Fish, as always. So, guys, thank you so much. Aaron, how can I skip you? You need Aaron. You need a profile picture because I'm more visual. So I can spot you faster. Consider adding a profile picture. Just friendly request, by the way. I'll work on it. Thank you, brother. Again, don't feel compromised on doing so, all right? So guys, thank you so much for being here. As always, you guys are from Monday to Saturday listening at this crazy guy. I mean, what else could I be asking for? Guys, you are an amazing community. And because of that, I try to get you the best of me, the best chart and the best of analysis, the best of requests, and the best that I have to give. So guys, what is it? Stonks out. Oh yeah, that would have been a good one. I love it. Oh, guys, thank you so much once again for spending your Saturday here with me. Hopefully you can have a very nice warm, maybe chocolate if it's too late where you are, or a nice warm coffee mug. As always, guys, see you tomorrow. And I always do this one because tomorrow we don't have a class, so it's the Monday. See you guys Monday.